Hi and welcome to Friday's live trading video. It's actually Thursday morning. I'm in the trading room and I've already seen a trade here on the euro. Going to be getting long. I'm quite happy to just pay up on this. I'm not bothered about trying to wait for a pullback because if it doesn't have to. So let's just get a ticket over and let's just get long euro dollar. Long at oh 07. Long at oh 07. Going to paste my stop down at the lows. So put the stop. What's that? About 93. 10993. And okay, I am long euro dollar here this morning. I'll go through a little bit more of the charts a bit later, but I just wanted to get the trade in first of all. I'm going to just put it out to our app. I'll be back shortly. Okay, so just back on the recording here. So the reasons behind the euro. The euro, looking at the daily chart, it's had a steady pullback over the last week and a half, 2 weeks now. Dojied it out yesterday, spinning top, fairly flat 50 period moving average. We've got a 20 way above. The scope is there for a tradable bounce. Looking at the daily chart there. And then going down to the hourly charts, we've got divergent behavior going on down here on the hourly charts. So hence why I wasn't going to hang around. If I go to the 5 minute chart again, I wasn't going to hang around waiting for a pullback on this occasion because the risk to reward is going to be okay anyway. Because I'm looking sort of 110.20 to 110.30 zone. So it wasn't one of those situations where you think, okay, I need that better price, just in case sometimes you get something like this happen and it goes, and then it goes, and it goes, and before you know it, you're at 110.15, still waiting to get in, whereas the risk to reward was still fine to get in where I got in. So if it pulls back, fine, as it is, but the risk to reward was still fine at the point where I was getting in anyway, so that was all fine. So anyway, I shall press pause. We'll come back to this later. It's going to probably take a while. Probably half the day, but anyway, we'll come back to it later. Okay, just back here, and you can see now why I was talking about not waiting for a pullback. If I'd have waited for a pullback on the euro, I would have so far missed out. There was one red bar really here, and that was it. There wasn't really a pullback. So sometimes you look at a chart, and if your risk reward overall is good on the trade, you don't have to be picky. Sometimes you do. You have to wait for a pullback to get the right price, to get the right risk reward or whatever. But when it's in an early part of the move like that, then sometimes you just say, okay, I'm going to pay up here because the potential is that it could just go on. So, which is a little demonstration of what's actually happened here on that 5 minute chart this morning. Okay, and we'll come back to this later on. Okay, just back and look at what's happened on the euro. Well, I haven't really done any recording, have I, since this morning? So the euro followed through there this morning and then gradually just rolled over the coming 3 hours or more, has rolled over. So that has stopped me out. So let's have a look at the position there. There was the entry, oh 07, got stopped at 91.6 by the time it actually stopped me out. So anyway, that's the trade so far. Having said that, this could reset. So it's divergent behavior overall, and if it comes up again, I'll take the trade again. Simple as that. So I'll press pause for now, and we'll see if this actually does set up later on. All right. Okay, just back, and so I said that I might take this trade again, and essentially what's happening here is the market is making a series of lows, but as you can see, what's going on here is that the subsequent new lows, each new breach is not going that much further before we then have a bounce again. So it's like a rounding process which is going on here, and it's that type of pattern I quite like to look. If I identify that sort of pattern, I quite like it. So the difficulty sometimes you put a stop in like we did this morning, it all looked fine on the hourly charts, and then it just rolled back over, which could still happen again this afternoon, but it's still in this rounding process. So I'll trade it. So let's put a trade on long euro dollar again. So let's get this stop sorted. So what we're going to do this time is going to put a stop at 109.83, which means it would have to go to about 82 on my chart. So I'm giving it a little bit of space just down here just to see if it just bobbles around. It could continue to make marginal new lows, but we'll see. So we'll just see how that one plays out this afternoon. So it's what, 2 o'clock on Thursday afternoon, and I'm trading this. Nice thing is I don't have to get this video out today, so I can just press pause and resume the video later tonight or whatever. So we'll see how this goes as we go through this afternoon. So long euro dollar there. Okay, just back, and we are seeing, since taking that second entry down there, whatever it was, 97 or so, we're having a little bit of a run over the last hour or so. I've been out, and that's the thing with trading. Very often people think, oh, when you're day trading, you have to be there glued to your screens all day, and it's not necessarily true. I guess it is if you're trading off a 5-minute chart, but if you're not trading off a 5-minute chart, then you don't have to be glued to your screens all day. So you can come and go, and so let's actually have a look at a 5-minute chart and see how that looked. I can't remember what time it was we got in, but anyway, so. And you could go down to 5-minute charts and say, well, there's opportunities on 5-minute charts. But I think when you take something like the euro dollar, there's not a lot of range on the euro dollar. So even on a 5-minute chart, if you're trying to get in and then get out a next level, as far as pips are concerned, it's not a huge amount of pips. So that's why I'm trading off of higher time frame charts. If we were in the middle of another financial crisis, you'd probably see me trading off of small time frame charts back down to 5-minute and even 2-minute charts like I was in the last financial crisis, but we're not, and so I tend to trade off higher time frame charts and then just have to hold on to trades for a bit longer. So anyway, it's 4:30 in the afternoon Thursday, so still got more to go yet on this one into the 110.30. So it could be that I'll complete this video and just leave this on pause and complete it tomorrow and see how the euro gets on overnight, and then we can complete the whole video going into tomorrow. The main point, what's the learning point from today? If you've got a setup and it fails on you the first time, but the setup is still fine, it's just that you've been stopped. If it resets, your setup resets, you take it again. Trust in your setups. That's a thought for today. I'll press pause for now. Okay, just back, and now it's Friday morning. So the trade, it's picked up obviously yesterday afternoon, and it's just sort of holding so far. Doing a little bit of retracement now. It got up to 110.30 actually during the night, but so 110.30 was a zone that I was looking at if you remember yesterday. But it's hit that during the night, and actually looking at the charts, I think there's actually a little bit more in this. Looking at the daily chart, we've got the daily 50 just a bit above. So we're going to see if we can hold out for a run towards the daily 50, which is around about 110.40. So that's what I'm looking for there. So I'll put an order up actually so we can get it all done. Let's actually bring up the ticket and put a limit order up. So let's put a limit order at 110.40. There we go. So let's actually bring these up. Oh, it's just disappeared actually, the trade from yesterday. It was still sat on there, and as soon as I've touched the system, it's deleted it now. It's yesterday's trade. But if you remember, yesterday's trade was negative 60 something, 63. You'll remember because you've only just seen it. I'm still recording here and haven't obviously watched the playback yet. And currently we're up 84. So we're up more than, and that's the whole point of trading a lot of the time, is you make more on your winners than you lose on your losers. And so if we can get to target, it could roll over yet. I'll have to move my stop up as well actually. Oh yeah, let's do that. Nearly forgot the stop. So this stop can now be moved up to about 95 on this trade. So let's move this up. Okay, so it's moved far enough now. There are certain rules around moving the stop, so it looks like it's just random, but no, there are specific rules around me moving the stop up to that 95 level, and that's based on how far a market has run on a trade such as this. So for now, I'm just going to sit back on the euro, nothing to do. probably I'll update you later today. I've got a busy day ahead of me, so I'll be pressing pause now. And oh, look at that, we're 10 minutes into it. I'll press pause and we'll come back to this probably late this afternoon. Okay, just back. It's now Friday afternoon at 20 to 4. And I think this is an interesting thing. You know, we started this live trading video yesterday, took that first stop out. Like I said, if you resets, you take the trade again, and the euro has got there. The target was, fun enough, ended up being the daily 50, which is now so far blasted through actually. So let's have a quick look at uh, the trade. Remember, bearing in mind a loss, was it 63 or whatever it was yesterday, so banked 156 today. So a good example of risk to reward. And if you get a good, like I've already said, I think if you get a good risk to reward, then it doesn't matter about the 60 odd you lost. So you got almost whatever, well over 2 times that on the next trade. So getting out there at 40. I put a limit order in at this morning. I was busy today, so I couldn't actually record it live as it got there. I just put that limit order in, as you've already seen on the recording. But I've only just got back, so it's been a busy day today. So I think that's enough. I think there was a couple of little things that we can take from this sort of trading. Sticking to your plan, all that sort of stuff, and don't be afraid to take a setup again even if you might have just had a loser. So I think that's the best advice I can give there for this week. I'm rattling on because we're nearly 12 minutes in. I better stop. Ciao for now. See you next week.